My 12-year-old niece was the only person who even tried to save my life. I should be happy. I have a good job and a nice apartment and friends who text me back within minutes, but not a single one of them noticed I was drowning. I started giving away things I loved, like my vintage record collection and my grandfather's watch. I would sit in my car after work for an hour, just staring at my steering wheel, because even walking inside felt like too much. I kept buying groceries and then throwing them away untouched at the end of each week, because the idea of feeding myself felt pointless. I knew something was really wrong with me, but every time I tried to say it out loud, the words would just dissolve in my throat. It kept getting worse, and the week before it happened, I tried to tell people, but every single one of them made it worse. I sat across from my brother at his kitchen table and forced myself to say the words out loud for the first time. I told him I'd been having dark thoughts and that I was scared of what I might do. He leaned back in his chair. "Ben, come on, man up." He told me to hit the gym and get some sunlight and sent me home with a protein bar like that was medicine. I called my best friend the next day, and when he picked up, I could barely get the words out. I told him I didn't think I could keep going like this, and he was quiet for a second before he responded. "Dude, you just need to get out of your head." He asked if I wanted to grab drinks that weekend, and when I didn't answer, he said, "You're just overthinking everything again, like you always do." I tried one more time with my mom when she called to chat about my cousin's wedding. I interrupted her. "Mom, I need to tell you something important." When I started to explain, she cut me off. "Benjamin, you have a wonderful life, and you need to stop being so negative. Other people would kill to have your problems." I stopped trying after that. The morning I drove to the bridge, I felt strangely calm, because I finally felt certain about something for the first time in months. I sent a text to my niece Ivy that just said, "Thank you for always being kind to me," because when I thought about who actually made me feel like a person and not a project, she was the first one who came to mind. I parked my car, walked to the middle of the bridge, put my hands on the railing, and looked down at the water. My phone started buzzing in my pocket, but I didn't look at it because I didn't want anything to change my mind. I don't know how long I was standing there before I heard a bike skidding to a stop on the pavement behind me. I heard my name, and when I turned around, there was Ivy, red-faced and out of breath with tears streaming down her cheeks. She threw her bike down, ran toward me, and hugged me as hard as she could. She was shaking, and her voice was cracking when she said, "I called you 11 times and you didn't answer." I asked her how she found me, and she said she biked to every place she could think of until she saw my car. She told me she showed my text to her mom, and her mom said I was probably just being nice. She showed it to my brother, and he said I was fine. Nobody would listen to her, so she got on her bike and started riding. She looked up at me with her chin trembling. "You can't leave because I need you." I told her she had lots of people who loved her, and she didn't need me specifically, but she shook her head hard. "I need you at my 8th grade graduation because you're the only one who won't make it about yourself. I need you to teach me to drive because Dad doesn't have any patience and you actually explain things. I need you at my wedding someday because you're the only grown-up who treats me like a real person, and if you're not there, I'll never forgive you." She kept going and going, listing moment after moment, things I'd never even thought about, things I didn't know she'd been counting on me for. Somewhere between teaching her to parallel park and walking her down the aisle if her dad couldn't make it, I stepped back from the railing and sat down on the pavement and cried harder than I've ever cried in my life.